We'll work on some more real-world problems. In this one, the number of pennies Lisa has is 7/3 times the number of pennies Sue has. Find the ratio of the number of pennies Sue has to the number of pennies Lisa has. So the question wants to know Sue to Lisa. So I'm looking for my is or my are. Here it is. And I'm looking for who is by themselves. So the number of pennies Lisa has is by themselves because the 7/3 times is with the number of pennies Sue has. So we're looking for how many Lisa has, and that means Lisa's number is on top. So Lisa's number is 7 and Sue's number is 3. So that means if Sue's first, my 3 is going to go first and my 7 second because of the order they asked. They asked for Sue to Lisa. So Sue to Lisa, 3 to 7. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do the second question, which is how many pennies do they have altogether? The first way of doing the second question is to say, well, if Lisa has 896 pennies, I'm going to put my 896 under Lisa. Find out how many 7s are in here, which would be 128. So this was times 128. So if I take 3 times 128, pause the video and see if you can take a shot at any of these questions. In the first one, we want to know a ratio, and we want to know Marty to Alan to total. But I only see the number 4 in my question, so I'm going to look for my word is, and remember 4 is a fraction, is 4 over 1. And since Marty is by themselves, Marty's not with the 4 times, Marty's is on top. So Marty's is 4, and it's 4 times as much as Alan's, so Alan's is going to be just 1. So Marty is 4, bigger than Alan, because Alan's only 1, and the total, 4 plus 1, is 5. So 4 to 1 to 5, and that's in lowest terms. Now we ask the question, how, should be an O, how many times their total savings is Marty's savings. So I look for my is again, and Marty's by themselves, so Marty has to go on top. Marty is going to go on top. Total is going to go on the bottom. So if I look up here, my Marty's number is 4, and my total number is 5. So 4/5 is my answer. In the second one, how many times Marty's savings is Alan's? Alan's by themselves, not with the how many times Marty's. So I need Alan to go on top. Alan's number from up here is 1. So I have Alan over Marty. And Alan is 1, and Marty from up here is 4. So Alan is 1/4 of Marty. Again, I'll do a couple ways to find our last question. They save a total of 120. So I'm going to start with M to A to T, which was 4 to 1 to 5. And if my total is 120, the question is Marty, so I want to know this number. So 5 to 120 gets multiplied by 24. So to find Marty, I have to take Marty times 24. And 24 times 4 is 96. So Marty saves $96. With a model, I would have done 4 boxes for Marty, 1 for Alan, and the total would have been 5 boxes. And if this total was worth 120, the 120 divided by 5 gave me 24. So each of Marty's boxes would have been 24, and 24 times 4, which we just found out, is 96 for Marty. Pause the video and see if you can figure out these 3 questions. In the first question, we want to know the distance that Rodney ran, R, to the distance that he biked, B, to the total distance. And so I don't have an is or are to look back at this time. It just says Rodney biked 5 times the distance that he ran. But I could say the distance Rodney biked is, and my is could be right here, and that means biked is by itself. And remember that my 5 is like 5 over 1. So biked is 5 because it's further, and ran is 1. The ran wasn't quite as far. So ran is 1, bike is 5, and that total is 6. So 1 to 5 to 6 would be the run to bike to total. The next one says how many times the distance of the biathlon is the distance Rodney ran. So I've got my is right here, and Rodney ran is by itself. So the ran number that I have right here, the 1, has to go over the whole distance of the biathlon. So ran to total needs to be 1, and my total was 6. So 1 to 6. For the last question, I have these odd words more than, and so it's going to be hard to do that by setting up my ratio, but my pictures might work pretty well. So he biked 3,200 meters more than he ran, and I want to know the total distance of the biathlon. So I'm going to start out by making my ran boxes, which is 1, and then my biked boxes is 5, and he biked 3,200 meters more than he ran. So here's the distance that was more. So this distance right here, these 4 boxes, need to be worth that 3,200 meters more. And there's 4 boxes there, so I need to split that up by 4. And then the question still wants to know the total over here. So I have my sentence answer ready. I'm going to take this 3,200 divided by 4, and that's going to put 800 in each of these boxes. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. So I need to take 800 times 6 boxes to get a total distance of 4,800 meters. So the total biathlon is 4,800.